Welcome back once again to the show, and now talking to Coach Dave Smith, the head coach of the Cowboy and Cowgirl track and field teams. And Coach, certainly a pleasure to have you with us, and congratulations on an outstanding season so far.
Yeah, thanks. It's been a real fun year to finally have the men and the women kind of going at it equally, and both of them ranked pretty high nationally, both of them with some individuals with shots to win national titles, and it's an exciting time.
It really is, and you look at both the men's and the women's side this week now going into postseason, into NCAA postseason. Cowboys ranked number 20, Cowgirls number 21, and again, that it speaks to how the programs really are coming together and at a great time of the year.
Yeah, I think we're running our best track and field or throwing or whatever we're doing to the best we've done all year, and it's coming on at the end of the season like you would like it to. And so I think, we're set up pretty well for a good run at the national championships.
Let's talk about the state of the program. Coach, several years ago, we talked about one discipline. We talked cross country, and we talked about how you guys were building that from the ground floor. And that created some notoriety, and then we had some throwers, and then all of a sudden we had some sprinters. Talk about how you guys have built this thing methodically and how it really has come along.
Well, like you said, we started with our kind of philosophy was to start with one core area and become the best in the country in that area, and then to use the success in that area to say, if you can win in this area, you know how to win, and to try to attract kids outside our kind of core area and grow out from that distance-oriented core. And we've done a pretty good job of that. I think right now Nick Miller, who is redshirting this outdoor season, would be ranked number 1 in the NCAA in the hammer. He's thrown unbelievably well, thrown 5 or 6 throws this year over our school record. John Teeters in the 100 has been an incredible athlete for us, and a big surprise. He came in as a good sprinter, and now he's one of the best in the country. And Diego Flacker, our sprint coach, has done an incredible job.
And the other thing, too, Christian, you haven't had both control of both the men's and the women's this whole time. You took over the women's a few years ago. And the same sort of thing, kind of methodically seen it progress to the point now that, again, back in the top 25.
Yeah, and we built a little differently. It wasn't so much the distance-oriented cross-country team. We had a superstar, Natalia Palushna, who has been one of the best 1,500-meter, 800-meter runners in the country. And when you get someone like that, that's a pretty good quarterback to build a team around. And so that's what we did. We said, well, let's recruit in her area and get other athletes that are going to look at her success and say that's a great place to go. And now we've got Kayla Edwards and Savannah Camacho, and both All-Americans. Both have finished runner-up at the NCAA championships, and a bunch of young girls who are freshmen and sophomores now coming in behind them. So we've kind of built from that area, and we're growing out from that middle distance area in the women.
Well, and you look at it, you talk about Natalia. Now, she's come back from a lot of injuries and immediately has come right back on the scene and has done a fantastic job this season.
Yeah, and I'm so proud of her, but more than I'm happy for her, because she missed 19 months of injuries and setbacks. And I think for a lot of athletes, that might have been, well, time to move on and do the next stage of life. But she's a fighter, and she's a competitor, and she loves OSU, and she didn't want to give up her last few chances to run an OSU uniform.
Carabel LaRosa, 5,000 meter, he's going to make some noise.
Yep, he's been very good this year, and he's got range. He's number 3 in the NCAA in the 1,500 meters right now. He's in the top 10 in the 10,000, in the top 10 in the 5,000. He's going to focus on just one event and run that 5,000. He has got, I think, a national championship circled on his calendar, and that's what he's really focused on. I think anything less than that's going to be a disappointment for him. As a coach, I know looking at it that it's a tough road to try to win that title, but he's certainly one of the guys that could do it.
You look at now postseason, Coach, tremendous regular season, Big 12 conference, all of that put together. But now it focuses on Austin, Texas coming up with the regionals, and you got to get through there to get to Eugene, Oregon. Yeah,
and it's a one-shot deal, and so anything can happen. And we've got some very good athletes that we expect to get through, and we've got some that are kind of bubble athletes and some that are kind of on the outside looking in. But we've had to go both ways. We've had kids we were sure were going to make it through, have an off day and not make it. We've had kids before have big, huge personal bests on the right day and make it through when we didn't expect them to. So anything can happen. I think you go out there and you run your race the way you've run it all year and worry about the things you can control and make the best of it.
Again, the NCAA tournament's coming up in Austin, Texas. The West Prelims coming up. Get past that, top 12 in each discipline, and you're headed to Eugene, Oregon. Coach, best of luck in that.
Thanks, appreciate it. We're looking forward to it.
You're looking forward to having see you guys compete. Appreciate you being here.